Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Sorry, let me adjust my mic. So we are so close to 400 subs and I'm going to be having a 400 sub special when I do hit 400 subs, and I'm also going to be releasing my brand new intro that if you haven't seen you should check out because I posted a video on it. But yeah, the intro did not seem to get copyrighted, so that's the thumbs up, so I am going to use it for my 400 sub special. And with that, I do not want to waste your time too much. I was on a vacation, which is why I couldn't post for a while. But yeah, I am back now with my mic, and so I'm releasing part 4, did I say part 3? I'm so dumb. But part 4 for what if Naruto was Tanjiro's reincarnation. Okay, so last time we left off, Naruto and Team 7 had just fought Zabuza. And Zabuza had been saved by Haku, and now Team 7 is at Tasuna's house, eating and recovering. Now this is kind of just how it goes. For a while, Kakashi takes some rest from using his Sharingan a lot, and after a while, Kakashi gets better and decides to teach Team 7 chakra control. So they go outside, and they decide to learn, tree walking. And Naruto just is actually pretty good at chakra control because he has done a lot of meditation and that sort of work when training and learning water breathing. So I'm gonna say Naruto learned all the tree walking stuff 2 times faster than in the original. So that does happen, and meanwhile Sasuke is still trying to go up to the top of the tree, and he's actually really jealous of Naruto because he's just kind of like, Naruto was able to do it before me, that brat. I'll show him I'm better than him. But we don't really care about Sasuke right now, so back to Naruto. Anyways, after Naruto completed tree walking, Sakura had already completed it and was going home, but Naruto wanted more. He was intrigued. He had heard of water walking before, and he saw Zabuza and Kakashi doing it during the fight. And since Naruto has water breathing, he's like, hey, Kakashi, can you teach me to do water walking? And so Kakashi's like, that's a little bit of advanced for your level, but yeah, I'd be glad to. And so they both head off to the lake nearby, and they start training. Now, Kakashi gives Naruto all of the basic tips that he needs, and, Sasuke doing the tree walking and Naruto learning the water walking, they train into the night for hours and hours on end until they get it. Now, Naruto actually doesn't have too much of a problem doing this because, oh god, I just realized I said Sakura's on the team again. I meant Nezuko, and Nezuko is actually not going to be able to do the tree walking too well, so it's going to take her a lot longer than Sasuke and Naruto, because she does have 90% of the Nine Tails that interferes with her chakra. So yeah, sorry, but if anytime I say Sakura, know that I mean Nezuko, and if anytime I say Tanjiro, know that I mean Naruto, because I keep getting that messed up. I am so sorry, guys, but sorry for going on that rant. Back to the what if. So all 3 of them, Naruto learns water walking too, but all 3 of them, after hours at like 1 a.m. when they come home, they've all learned tree walking, and they're extremely hungry. So after eating like 3 million, after having seconds and thirds and fourths of their food, they just immediately passed out of complete exhaustion. But that didn't stop them from getting recovered and ready to go very soon, the next day or the day after, it doesn't really matter. And yeah, so they just continue to go with Tasuna, helping him out on the bridge. But everything is going really smoothly until one day. Now, suddenly, when they're helping out Tasuna, a huge amount of mist starts rolling in. And Kakashi and Team 7 already know what this whole thing is about, so they're already, ready to just fight Zabuza. And wouldn't you know it, Zabuza and Haku are here. Now, basically, what happens is Sasuke and Haku decide to attack Zabuza. Haku, while Zabuza and Kakashi fight each other. So, yeah. Now, the whole thing with Zabuza and Kakashi goes the exact same, but the whole thing with Haku and Naruto is a lot different. Well, actually similar, but still very different. Now, basically, Naruto is just comes in and ends up getting trapped in Haku's ice mirrors, which is definitely very inconvenient, but I guess that has to do what he just kind of has to do that to, I literally lost what I was saying. Anyways, Naruto gets trapped in Haku's ice mirrors, and Haku just goes into the mirrors, starting to throw Senbon at him, which is pretty hard to dodge, but Naruto and Sasuke at first are pretty much able to dodge it. Now, Sasuke tries to use a humongous fireball to get them out of the ice mirrors. After all, this is ice. It should melt. But little does Sasuke know, he is very wrong. And this is not normal ice. This is jutsu ice? I don't know what you call it, but this is some sort of weird ice. It does not melt under normal circumstances. So the fireball effectively does nothing. And Naruto says it's his turn and says, third form, flowing dance, as he does this really insane move where he literally slices at all of the mirrors, literally just like going around in almost like a dance-like pattern and slicing at every single mirror almost simultaneously. But unfortunately, he isn't able to do anything either. Even though he does actually get pretty close to doing stuff to Haku, and he still doesn't stand much of a chance, and Haku is still a lot faster. Anyways, after a while, Haku keeps throwing Senbon, and ends up hitting Sasuke, Sasuke in a couple of vital points, basically knocking Sasuke out. But for all Naruto knows, Sasuke is now dead. And this fills him with a lot of rage, as suddenly his eyes turn red and they just look different, as an ominous aura starts flowing around him. Haku immediately notices that this isn't the same person that he was just fighting a moment ago. This is someone else completely. A completely different aura about him. And Naruto roars, not like a human, but like a beast, as this incredible explosion of Nine-Tails chakra ends up nearly breaking the mirrors. And this time, Naruto takes out his sword again. But instead of using a water-style jutsu, his sword erupts in flames as Naruto runs at Haku and breaks straight through the mirrors, slicing his head off clean. And without even stopping, he takes his flaming sword, literally dashing through Zabuza. Like, imagine Thunderclap and Flash, the thing that Zenitsu does, just like dashing through someone and slicing their head off. He's basically doing that, just not really, but at such a speed that it looks like that, and literally just cuts off Zabuza's head. So basically, Zabuza and Haku just get beheaded in like this super OP attack. And now Zabuza was basically already about to be stabbed through the heart by Kakashi, but doesn't matter. Naruto killed him anyways. Zabuza was double killed if that's a thing. But yeah. Anyways, after that, they both die, and Naruto starts sort of calming down as he goes to check up on Sasuke, as he sees he's awake. And suddenly he calms down a bit more, and he's like, wait, Sasuke's alive? I thought he was dead. And Sasuke's just like, you idiot, you really think I would die to someone like Haku? I've got a lot more to live for. I'm not dying until I kill my brother. And Naruto's just happy and relieved that Sasuke isn't actually dead, so, that's on the bright side, I guess. But this is when Gato arrives, and brings with him hundreds of mercenaries, as the mercenaries come in and kill Team 7. Nah, I'm just kidding. The mercenaries can't do shit. But, basically, Naruto and Team 7 literally does not even they don't even bat an eye. They just, summon a bunch of clones, and Naruto just kills all of them. And then the rest of them run away, and then Naruto beheads Gato because he can, and Gato dies, and then the bridge gets named the Great Naruto Bridge, obviously, because Naruto saved them by killing Haku, Zabuza, and Gato. So yeah, bridge gets named the Great Naruto Bridge, and Team 7 goes back. Now, when they head back, Kakashi, reports to Hiruzen saying, yeah, we did the mission, and then he decides to talk to Hiruzen alone after Team 7 heads off, saying that this was definitely at least B or A rank, and that they should get paid for, that. And not only that, but he also explains everything that happened, how Naruto has some sort of really crazy water, fire, sword ability, and he literally just killed Zabuza and Haku. So, yeah. Now, this does impress Hiruzen, and Hiruzen is like, okay, I feel like you guys can participate in the Chunin exams. I mean, Naruto seems to be very talented, so I'll let him compete in the Chunin exams. And Kakashi was thinking of a plot making them sign up for the Chunin exams anyways, so this wasn't too big of a deal. But yeah, afterwards, Kakashi informs Team 7 about the Chunin exams, and so they head off. Now, basically, as they go off to, Kakashi goes off to tell Team 7 about the Chunin exams, they are all happily accept, because, why not? I mean, it's probably going to be too easy for them anyways, so they're like, yeah, obviously, we're doing the Chunin exams. And after, using that week of training that they probably have before the Chunin exam starts, it's time. And basically, when they head over to the Chunin exams, first, obviously, Sasuke notices the Genjutsu, but afterwards, Rock Lee decides to come up to Sasuke and challenge him, and also challenges Naruto, because he is also equally, well, not actually equally, he's a bunch stronger than Sasuke at this point, but he challenges both of them. And Naruto, being the more sensible and smart one out of the two at this point, using his common sense, is like, okay, look, if you're strong enough to be worthy to fight us, then you'll probably make it to the final exams, and we can fight there. And he's just like, come on, Sasuke, we shouldn't be wasting our energy here, we can fight him later. And Sasuke is like, you know what, yeah, you're right, that makes a lot of sense. So they just leave, and Sasuke's like, Rock Lee is like, but wait, I need to fight you now. But he just ends up accepting, and he's like, okay, well, I guess we'll fight later. And, that happens, and then it's on to the first part of the Chunin exams, which is pretty simple. Naruto gets one question right, but that's actually, I think that was all you needed to do to pass the first part. Well, you actually have to do 0, but he doesn't know that. I'm pretty sure the guy said you need to answer at least one question to pass, which was a lie, but that's what Naruto thinks is the truth. So he doesn't need to cheat, he's just kind of smart, so he gets at least one question right. And, Sasuke cheats with Sharingan, Sakura is smart enough to do it on her own, and then Ibiki's like, oh yeah, it's on to the 10th question. If you get this right, you can pass, but if you fail this, you will be barred from ever taking the tuning exams again, and you can just leave now, but if you want to take the question, just know that if you get it wrong, you won't ever be able to take the tuning exams again. And this goes just the same way. A bunch of people leave, but all of the people important to the plot obviously stay because they have their plot armor. So Ibiki announces that the 10th question was just a trick and, was testing them basically, because there is no 10th question. It was just like a tactical deception or whatever he calls it. And so, yeah, that happens, and Anko literally bursts in through the window, being like, "Meet me at the Forest of Death now." And everyone's like, okay, yeah, sure, we can do that, I guess. And so everyone goes over to the Forest of Death, while Ibiki's like, "Anko, there's a door for a reason," but Anko just ignores him and heads off. Now, they all line up in front of the Forest of Death, and Anko explains the rules, saying how this is the Forest of Death. You'll be given one scroll, and you have to get one of the opposite scroll from one of the enemy teams to pass. You have 3 days, I think it was, and be careful, because you might die. And there are no rules about killing, so you may kill. And they all signed that thing saying that they're okay if they, signing that legal contract saying, yeah, I'm fine with dying, because they have to. And, they just head over to their gate areas, and Anko is just like, start, as she opens the gates. Not the 8 gates, but the gates to the Forest of Death, and they all head in. Now, things are running smoothly for quite a while. One ninja tried to attack them, but was no match against them, and, Team 7 almost got a scroll, but they couldn't quite do it. And then they just started scouting for other teams, and Naruto was able to find another team using his incredible sense of smell, and they were miraculously able to get the scroll they needed in basically record time. And they probably would have beaten the record for the fastest time to complete the second part of the Chunin exams if it wasn't for Orochimaru. Now, Team 7 was literally just heading off to the area where you just, the finishing area for the second part of the Chunin exams, when Orochimaru showed up. And he was just doing his whole, creepy thing where he, does that thing with his creepy snake tongue, and it's like, Sasuke, I've been waiting for you. I cannot do Orochimaru's voice, neither will I attempt to. But basically, that happens, and immediately all of Team 7 is on guard, because this guy is clearly powerful and also probably not mentally stable. So they're just like, okay, we're gonna have to deal with this guy. And Sasuke literally just goes straight in, rushing in, and Orochimaru puts all 3 of them under a sort of genjutsu, and the one that makes them paralyzed with fear. And Nezuko is actually not affected by this, and is basically just continues running. And Orochimaru's impressed by this, and he's like, "Oh, you're the Nine-Tailed Jinchuriki, aren't you?" And Orochimaru Orochimaru, including everyone else, does not know that Naruto is the Nine-Tailed Jinchuriki. So literally Naruto doesn't even know he's the Nine-Tailed Jinchuriki. Neither does anyone. So yeah. Anyways, Nezuko rushes in, and this is probably when you're gonna get to see Nezuko's blood demon art, or not her blood demon art, but her Nine-Tails art, Nine-Tails ability, whatever it is. And so this is basically when she's gonna unlock it. Spoiler alert. And also, sorry, because in the first part of the exams, I said Sakura again instead of Nezuko. God, I am literally I don't know what to do, but never mind. Ignore all of that. I do sincerely apologize. I will not try like changing up the teams or anything again, because I will mess these names up over and over again. Anyways, Nezuko runs in, using her immense strength and speed to just blitz at Orochimaru. But Orochimaru is equally as fast, if not faster, than Nezuko's current strength, and is actually able to pretty much outmaneuver her and kick her away. But by this point, Sasuke and Naruto were already able to overcome the jutsu. Sasuke stabbing his leg with a kunai to use the pain to overcome the fear, and Naruto just overcoming it because he's a Chad. Anyways, so basically they rush in for Orochimaru, and Sasuke actually stands a really good fighting chance against Orochimaru. And if you do not know, in the original there was a really heated battle between Orochimaru and Sasuke, where Sasuke almost beat Orochimaru, basically using that final fireball to nearly rip Orochimaru's head off. Well, not nearly, he literally ripped his face off, but then the real face of Orochimaru appeared. So, Sasuke literally does that, and basically Sasuke and Orochimaru fight for a really long time, as Naruto is basically watching from the sidelines as Sasuke awakens his two Tomoe Sharingan, because he awakened his first one in the Land of Waves, I guess I'll just say that. And they are just having such a crazy battle, and Sasuke barely manages to just uses wires to tie Orochimaru to a tree, using his incredible fireball to blow off Orochimaru's disguise, revealing Orochimaru himself. And Orochimaru's like, good job, Sasuke. But now, I'm getting bored of fighting you. I'll just end this quickly. As Orochimaru's face turns completely white. If it wasn't already completely pale, I don't even know, but it's literally white, and he becomes that snake, huge white snake thing, and he extends his now incredibly long and scaly neck, coming in to bite Sasuke's neck. But just in time, Naruto comes running in with incredible speeds, dashing through and saying, second form, water wheel, as he does a insane looking water wheel. If you do not know what the water wheel is, literally search it up. It is it is one of my favorite water breathing moves, even though it's one of the most basic ones. And he does that 360 slash thing where he does a front flip and slashes. That's what the water wheel is anyway. So he does an insane water wheel, literally cutting through the middle of Orochimaru's neck and basically decapitating Orochimaru. And Orochimaru, after did this, is basically dead. Well, this body of Orochimaru is dead, although, of course, he will come back from one of his curse marks or whatever. But for now, Orochimaru is completely decapitated, and for as much as I know, a decapitated Orochimaru cannot regenerate himself this early on in the series. And just to make sure, Sasuke just stabs a kunai into his head, just to make sure that Orochimaru is dead, because he's a bit of a weird person that can evade death in any way physically possible. But yeah, they basically make it into the area, and they are actually one of the first people to finish it, except for Gaara's team, who barely managed to finish before them, but only because they had to fight Orochimaru. Anyways, after this, the person who is there is okay, too many people have passed, so we're gonna have to do the preliminaries. Now, after he explains how the preliminaries work, the preliminaries start, obviously, if you haven't guessed. And none of the matches really change. Sasuke literally destroys that chakra absorbing guy because he doesn't even have the curse mark now, so he gets destroyed. And all the other matches go exactly the same, except for now Nezuko versus Ino, because Sakura did not pass. Haha, Sakura is trash. But Nezuko versus Ino goes pretty simple, as Nezuko rushes in to attack Ino, basically destroying her right off the bat. Like, it's not even close. But as a last-ditch effort, Ino barely manages to get that mind control jutsu in, trying to control Nezuko's mind. But Nezuko's will, I would say, is greater than Sakura's. Nezuko, God, I am so bad with names today. Nezuko is basically able to overthrow the Ino in her brain or whatever. I did not quite understand that part of the preliminaries, but she basically does what Sakura does, and then after that, instead of tying, Nezuko absolutely literally just goes ahead and destroys Ino, winning that round. And after that, Naruto and Kiba's fight is just like, Kiba walks in, he's like, yeah, Naruto stands no chance. I mean, I've improved so much. I will prove to him that I am stronger, and then I will be able to become the Hokage. He's thinking that. And, basically, he's thinking all of this while he's like, okay, Akamaru, let's beat this Naruto kid. And Naruto's just like standing there like, what, you actually plan on beating me? And he gives Akamaru the food pill, making Akamaru transform into his Super Akamaru form. I don't know what it's called, but he immediately shouts Fang over Fang, attacking Naruto with his strongest move. And Naruto literally just stands there and says, fourth form, striking tide, as he literally goes straight into there. He literally just goes straight into there and just destroys the Fang over Fang, basically dashing through their attack. And well, he could have decapitated them, but he doesn't want to kill them, so he's just gonna heavily injure both Akamaru and Kiba, and they're both out of commission. They're like knocked unconscious after a single move from Naruto. Naruto just used the fourth form and they were all dead. Like, not dead, just passed down. It wasn't even close. Like, not even close. But yeah, that did in fact happen. And, that's basically all for the preliminaries. Everything else literally goes the same. Like, Rock Lee's fight and all the other ones that aren't important just go the exact same. Anyways, the instructor announces that they have an entire month to train for the final exam. And Naruto, believing that he has earned some time to rest, decides to go to the hot springs. That, of course, is when he meets Jiraiya. And Naruto does not get the best first impression on him, seeing a old, pervy man literally peeking into the girl's side of the hot springs. And at the instant he does that, he's like, what are you doing there, old man? And Jiraiya looks up and he's like, I'm doing research. Shh, I need to keep looking. As Naruto's like, no, get out of there. And he just like pushes Jiraiya away from the hole he was peeking in from. And Jiraiya's like, oh, come on, I was trying to do some research for my next book. And Naruto's just like, whatever. And Jiraiya just looks at Naruto and he's like, wait, is that Naruto? My grandson? And Jiraiya offers to train Naruto. And Naruto's like, why on earth would I want training from you? For all I know, you're just some pervy old creep. Like, I'm probably 1 billion times stronger than you. And then Jiraiya reveals that after some emotional damage, Jiraiya reveals that he's actually Jiraiya the Toad Sage. And although it takes some convincing, Naruto does end up believing him, and Jiraiya just is like, okay, well then I will train you. And for the next month, Jiraiya ends up teaching Naruto the toad summoning jutsu that Naruto masters pretty quickly, because he's kind of like a bit of a prodigy in this what if. And I'm pretty sure that's all Naruto normally learns in the 1 month period, but since this Naruto is a bunch stronger, he learns Rasengan. Yeah, I'm just gonna teach him Rasengan. I'm pretty sure he learned the Rasengan in like a little bit more than a week in original Naruto, so I bet this version of Naruto can also do it in this month. And I guess Jiraiya also trains Nezuko a bit, because Naruto asked him to. But after that, Naruto, Nezuko, and Sasuke, who has been training with Kakashi, is all ready for the final exam of the final part of the Chunin exam. But unfortunately, that is where I'm going to leave this what if off. Please make sure to like and subscribe. The next episode is coming out tomorrow, and then it'll probably be the movie, and then if I hit 400 subs by then, the 400 sub special. But yeah, see you guys next time.